By now, you guys should have been familiar with the equation of V equals to I times R. V being voltage, I current, and R your resistance. Let me offer you an alternative way to understand this better. V is actually something that we spend, right? We like to spend money. I represents kind of like the number of people or how fast people are moving. R, let's talk about it as something difficult, so something like your homework. The first rule of a series circuit is that current will always be equal throughout. For example, if this is your circuit and the battery is your house, if 10 people were to leave your house, there will always be 10 people throughout any point of this path over here. The second rule, the sum of all potential difference will always be equals to the EMF of your battery. So imagine this is your circuit. When you leave home, you will never leave home without money. So over here, imagine you have $15. Right before your first obstacle, you will still have $15. So imagine this is the easier obstacle, you would spend less money on it, and if this is a harder obstacle, you'll spend more money on it. So imagine you have spent $5 on the first obstacle and you will spend $10 on the last obstacle. So how do we measure this? Imagine if I were to put a voltmeter here. A voltmeter measures the difference between 2 points. So you will measure the difference of 15 and 10 and return us a value of 5. Similarly, if I were to connect a voltmeter here, it would measure the difference between 10 and 0. That will give me 10 volts. So over here, you have noticed that the money that I spent in both the obstacle will be equal to the amount of money that I had at the start. So I'll return home with no money. For the third and final rule, the total resistance of a series circuit, just add them all up. So imagine if this was 5 ohms and this was 10 ohms. Your total resistance would be as simple as taking 5 plus 10 and get 15. That's all. Stay tuned for our next video on parallel circuits.